Well, welcome back. Scrooge here. We're at Humbug Mountain today, doing a little shakedown hike in the wet. Hopefully it won't rain too much on us today, but I got a couple of announcements as we go up the hill here. For those of you that don't know, many years ago, we used to have a cross-country run that ran up this 1,700-foot hill in the fall. We bought Humbug Killer 8K Run, and I'm wearing one of their shirts in 1995, a survivor shirt. Didn't have finishers, basically, we had survivors. And I was the race director of that fun event, and because it had Humbug Mountain, and most of the shirts had the words Bah Humbug on it, eventually I became the race director known as Mr. Scrooge. So that got shortened to Scrooge, and that's how I got my trail name 30 plus years ago. Anyway, as we walk up here, I'll give you a couple of announcements and fun things, but a lot of water up here today. Spring's coming, not too many flowers, but the ferns are happy, and it's one of the windier places on the south coast, so it'll be kind of a fun walk today. Let's get going. Well, if you love uphill, this trail never disappoints. It basically goes up steeply for the first quarter of a mile, and it keeps going until you get to the top, about 2.5, a little more than that, miles away. But it's a beautiful day here in southern Oregon. Not raining yet. No water on the trail. A little windy, but the trees are not knocking each other like they do when it's really windy. And we're just gonna have a grand old time. Well, my day wouldn't be complete if I didn't have a down tree to go over or under. See what we're gonna do with this myrtle wood here. One of my favorite old Douglas fir trees up here. This guy's been around a while. And he's still hanging on through all the wind and things that have gone on up here. Pretty big tree. Well, we're about 3/4 of a mile up, and this little creek is a little more full than it usually is. I'm gonna have to rock hop across this. I'm gonna put my camera away and see how dry we can stay. When I posted my last video, I had just completed the Oregon part of the Pacific Crest Trail, and videoed me going down the road past Cascade Locks and wound up back in town, and my goal was to try and figure out what to do this spring. And stop for a minute, we're going uphill. And so I had registered to see if I could get a permit to hike this coming spring, and that happened November 10th. And what they do is they assign you a time between 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and the time I was randomly selected to get was like 2:53. So when I logged on to try and get a spot, one of 35 spots in a day between March 1st and May 31st, there weren't any. So I said, okay, well, maybe the PCT is not going to be for me next year. And so I spent the rest of the winter not pining away, but planning a trip where I thought I might go anyway to the Appalachian Trail back east, starting at Springer Mountain and heading up to Mount Katahdin in Maine. And planned that to go probably at the end of March and be done by the middle of September, and that's what I had planned. Well, we're up about 800 feet now. We made it to the 1 mile bench where the trail forks and the east trail is closed. There's been cougar sightings up here and a lot of down trees. But to finish my story of last fall, about the time I had everything figured out and planned for the Appalachian Trail and kind of knew the trail and where I thought I had to go and where I thought I had to stop and where I thought I had to get food and had transportation halfway worked out. Then it was time for the last of these spots for the Pacific Crest Trail to be lotteried in, and on a couple of weeks ago I was sent a mail notice saying, okay, here's round 2 and your registration time this time is not 2:53, it's 2:45. So I thought, well, all right, I guess I'm going back east. So I log on at noon, and lo and behold, there's all kinds of spots available. I thought, well, there's got to be something available maybe when I get there. And sure enough, most of the good times were gone, but I did sign up for a time in kind of the second week of March this year, and last Friday got an official confirmation that I'm registered to hike on the Pacific Crest Trail. So this video is confirmation that I am planning on hiking the California, Oregon, and Washington sections of the Pacific Crest Trail in 2024. Yay! So that's exciting, because now I have to throw out all the other plans, put them on hold for next year, and I'm kind of scrambling, figuring all this out, which I have been working on for the last 5 or 6 years anyway. But it's a lot of work, but I'm excited, and I hope to video most of it and share with you the plants and the animals and my thoughts and the real stuff as it happens. It's not always pleasant on the trail. We usually show you the good stuff, but when you fall and come up bleeding or your teeth are chipped or whatever, not every day you hit a home run. But this year it's going to be a little different than last year, I think, for a lot of people. The snow level's less. Because I'm starting so early, I'm kind of going to drag my feet a little bit getting up to the Sierras, because I don't want to get into a lot of snow up there. And my ultimate goal is to get through the parts of Oregon that I haven't done yet, about 130 miles, by PCT days, which is the weekend of the 16th and 17th of August at Cascade Locks. If I can get everything done and up to there by then I should be able to get through Washington in a month, and life is good. We can worry about next year, but it's a bit of work. Fortunately, I have all the gear I need except an ice axe. I'm working on that, and it's an adventure. And like I learned on my last trips, you have to plan, but over planning is not good. That just leads to lack of sleep. And so I'm not going to send a lot of food boxes ahead. I'm just going to get it as I go, and get equipment as it breaks, and continue north one step at a time, as I've always done, and hopefully meet some new friends and see some new sights and learn about all kinds of cool stuff. Anyway, got some people here. Wildlife for the day. So I'm going to spend the next 40 or so days getting organized, more so, and get ready to get on a plane and head down to San Diego. And then from there, you take the Southern Terminus shuttle from downtown San Diego, and they ferry you over to Campo, where the Mexican border is, and the trail starts right there at the fence, pretty much. So once I start heading down towards San Diego way, I will video that trip and share all the little foibles and things that happen there. That takes a little effort for me to get from the southern coast of Oregon, pretty much close to the beach, to Portland, the closest big airport, all the way to San Diego, and then get to like the Mexican border on the right time. You do have to start on the day that you signed up to start and sign in and do all that stuff. After that day, you're kind of free to do what you want, but you got to be there, and they only let so many people go a day, and if you're late a day or two, you got to kind of work that out ahead of time. So anyway, I will be going solo, northbound, only with my buddy Oscar, who is my Exos 58 Osprey pack. I have little Oscar today, my Camelback pack, but when I refer to we, that's who I'm referring to as me and Oscar. He doesn't talk much, but he's a good listener, so that's helpful. A good pack, very comfortable hiking companion, so that's kind of nice. Anyway, I'm just gonna go run up to the top of the hill and get a snack and come on back and wait for my quads to let me know tomorrow that I pounded downhill 1,800 feet almost down to the bottom, so in 3 miles. So anyway, have a good time this spring. I will see you on the way down to San Diego, and thanks for hiking with Scrooge today. This is a great time of the year to come up here, providing it's not blowing. Nice stellar's day over there. Anyway, also thought I'd share that tomorrow is the 16th anniversary of me turning 50. And I decided when I was 50, instead of going forward and, you know, withering away and getting super old, I just go the other direction. So wish me a happy 34th birthday tomorrow. And let me come up here again. What the hell? And I feel pretty good. You know, you only live once. You don't need to live in your chair. You gotta get out and enjoy the day, sit outside in the sun, go for a walk, even if it's just to the mailbox and back, and then increase it, go to the park, walk around there, get some fresh air, see some neat things. Had to stop. I was kind of looking at this trail disaster up here. I gotta get up that. Anyway, so we're gonna keep going up here. Look south towards Cape Sebastian and north towards Cape Arago, and come down like there's no tomorrow. Have a great day. Thanks again for coming along today, and come with me in March. It's going to be a fun 6 months of hiking. We're going to learn a lot, see a lot of great things, and most of all, have a ton of fun. See you soon.